So today I watched a movie that was on Netflix that they released in April, and somehow I didn't like even hear about it, which is weird because I follow all of the accounts about films directed by women, and I actually watched an entire television show on the CW starring Lucy Hale, and this film starred Lucy Hale, and somehow through all of that I missed this movie, which makes me think it was not marketed well at all if I didn't know about it, but whatever. It's from 2018. Obviously, I just said that. It was released on April 20th because the main characters are stoners. So I guess that's what they were aiming for. Sorry, I don't follow um, stoner Twitter. I guess is how I missed it. It's written and directed by Olivia Milch. She co-wrote it with, or she wrote the screenplay, and the story was written by Olivia Milch and Kendall McKinnon. It was actually a Blacklist screenplay from 2013 and was in development for a few years. Filmed in 2015 and then held, obviously, for a few years, and then Netflix released it. And good timing because it starred several hot properties, if you will. Lucy Hale, obviously, coming off of Pretty Little Liars, and she had that CW show that I watched. Kathryn Prescott, who is British, and she was on Skins. Alexandra Shipp, who is the new Storm, and also in Love, Simon. And Awkwafina, who broke out as both a rapper and actress this year with Crazy Rich Asians and Ocean's 8. This film came out before those two films, though. So it follows four friends, played by those four girls, who are in sort of an alternative private school in Los Angeles, and they are very good students. They also happen to enjoy recreational drugs, as you often do when you are a rich kid. Although they make it very clear that Awkwafina's character is not as rich as the other kids, and she is stressing out about student loans. And basically, the first 10, 15 minutes follows a big event that happens in their junior year when one of their Alexandra Prescott, wow, Kathryn Prescott's character's brother, who was also happened to be Lucy Hale's character's soon-to-be boyfriend. They just expressed their feelings for each other. Dies in a car accident. As often happens in teen groups, there's usually, unfortunately, at that age, someone dies. So then it cuts to the last 2 weeks of their senior year. They're still dealing with the trauma of his death, as well as the trauma of their friend group about to break up and change because, whoops, college. So it just follows sort of the last 2 weeks in their life and the sort of things that can happen, both good and bad, during those times. For the most part, I liked it. I thought the friend group felt very real. I thought they all had really good friend chemistry. I really, really, really like Awkwafina's vibe on camera. I think she is just a very interesting performer, and I am looking forward to seeing her in more films because the three I've seen her in this year have been great. I also quite like Alexandra Shipp. Lucy Hale's, I've watched an entire show with her, so she's, not Pretty Little Liars, the CW one. She's sort of growing on me. I hadn't seen Kathryn Prescott in anything before, and she was quite good. This was, I would say, 75% Lucy Hale's film, though. She's really the lead, with the three of them sort of being these supporting characters. And my one sort of thing I wished were different were that you followed a little bit more with the other girls, because it would dart around between their four stories, but it would then heavily lean on the one girl instead of being sort of an even keel between the four of them. So it wasn't really a true ensemble, and I would have liked more of that. Michaela, what is her name? What's her name? She's in everything. Michaela Watkins was Lucy Hale's character's mom, and she was quite good. There's a scene where she's really, honest with her daughter about her daughter's kind of shitty behavior, and her daughter gets real mad and goes way to be a bad parent. And the mom's just and you're watching it and you're like, no, actually you were being a really good parent just then. and like making your daughter learn to like treat others better. So there were some really good moments, and there were just enough teenage boys to not be annoying, and showcasing a variety of kinds of teenagers, both with the women and the boys. And so there were no true stereotypes pretty much anywhere. There was maybe like one kind of stereotypical throw off character in a scene, but for the most part, there weren't really stereotypes anywhere in the film, which I thought was good. And again, it's always good to see teen girl group dynamics shown well, where the fighting is never, because in a lot of lesser teen girl films, they're always fighting over a boy or something. And in this case, the fighting was over the pre-morning of the fact that their group was going to break up. And having been a teenage girl, generally, in my experience, fights with your friends are usually over emotional traumas and emotional like being scared of emotional changes more than anything else, and that's almost always what those fights are about. And you don't see a lot of that in films. You usually see fighting over petty things, and it's nice to see more and more films by women showcasing teenage girls in a more true fashion. So I really liked that about this film. So again, it's on Netflix. It's written and directed by Olivia Milch, and it's called Dude, and you can watch it right now. And even if you're not into drug culture, which I am not, I think you can find these characters interesting, although definitely of a very privileged class. So check it out. It's called Dude. It's on Netflix, and I recommend it.